Hey, Shabbat Shalom. 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 Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Shabbat Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel brought lift them to the standard of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit. I was looking at end time headlines, okay, which is a pretty much a website that have different articles and things of prophecy that's happening in the world. And it was two things that stood out to me. First and foremost, it was this particular article that state a British woman has been arrested for silently praying outside of a 187 clinic and will face criminal charges. Like, wow, how draconian is that? So you see that they're cracking down on anything that's dealing with biblically for anything sound based of Bible origin. They're cracking down on it, and anything that's coming against their system of depravity, so to speak. You know, of Momoism and transgerism and all this abominable wickedness that they're shredding around the planet Earth. They're pretty much cracking down on anybody that comes against it. And that's how you know that we're close and that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to judge this place. Because in Sodom and Gomorrah, it got so bad to the point that the citizens of that city was literally attacking on men. Okay, like when the angels came to Lot's domain, basically the men of the city, they circumvented the house. And they was basically pasturing Lot like, look, man, bring those two men that came forth with you that we may know them. And we know what know means, okay, according to the scriptures. They wanted to get to know those men by going inside them. You see what I'm saying? So they're openly bold, declaring the wickedness of their doings in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. Is quickly being manifested as being Babylon the Great and Esau's conglomeracy. Okay, because it says she's going to face criminal charges. Now, let's get a little bit into this real quick. See what it says. It says a British pro-life activist is facing criminal charges for silently praying outside an abortion clinic in Birmingham. So she was doing it silently. Let's just say if she was just taking a nap, or she just was going through some things and she decided to put her head down. They literally just set up and arrested this woman for that. But that shows you the time of persecution, brothers, man. We're going to be held to we're going to be tested, man. Okay, and we keep telling you, brothers, that, man, in the spirit, we got to get our minds prepared and ready, because this is going to spread over to the West, because they already got laws that's set up in books to protect these people. And if you speak out against this system, this is why they have particular talking points against anybody that comes against this so-called JOO or the small hat. Okay, they're going to make it illegal to speak against these things, to the point that if you speak out against them, a task force will show up at your door and they fucking detain you, man. You know, a damn brute squad. But it says Isabel von Spruce, the director of March for Life, which she was probably known out there because she said she was an activist. So when you're an activist, you're well known in the communities. So this is probably not the first run-in she's had with the government officials, but nonetheless, it's become notable. But it says it was arrested outside of the BPAS Robert Clinic in Kings Norton, Birmingham on December 6th, last Thursday. So this was just a week ago. Okay, so this is recent, 2022. Says for violating the public space of protection order. Okay, it says according to the ADF International, a legal nonprofit handling her case, authorities were tipped off by an onlooker. You see, what it say? You see something, say something. You know, it says by an onlooker who said Von Spruce was outside the clinic on 3 occasions while it was closed. But Von Spruce wasn't carrying any signs or play cards. But at the police station, law enforcement officials presented Von Spruce with pictures of herself outside the 187 clinic and inquired whether she was praying. Wow. And she responded by asserting that while she might have been praying in some of the pictures, she also could have been thinking about other topics such as our lunch, right? But they just went off sheer speculation because of their hatred for the Bible, period. Now, of course, you know, the Christian theology and the Christian dogma is off, but they want to destroy anything that has anything to do with biblical philosophy, okay, because of the message that contains in the Bible, okay, because believe it or not, the Bibles that the Christians do read from does contain the truth, though they don't understand the truth. The scriptures they indeed are reading from does have the truth in it, because they read from the same Bibles we read from, that we're teaching from. They just teach it differently because they don't understand the breakdowns and the prophecies. But nonetheless, they want to get rid of anything that exposes this futile plan of theirs. And this is the reason why they're cracking down. Okay, they say, look, it don't matter if you got a gun in your hand, it's just if you know how to shoot it or not. So even a person that don't know how to use a gun, he can still potentially be dangerous because he can shoot it or fire it by accident, if you know what I mean. And that's like with the scriptures, man. Though it's in the hand of people that's unskilled with the sword, they're still dealing with it, and it's still a threat to this NWO because they want to. And this shows you how they know it's the true book of the Most High, because why they ain't attacking Muslims or any other Hinduism or Buddhism and all that other stuff. They're not really attacking those particular philosophies, but they're going head and heels over the Bible. Why? Because the scriptures contain prophecy that foretells the end before the end, and also it foretells the downfall of Esau, Edom, which is you so-called white people. Okay. But it says, under the initial terms of her release, the pro-life advocate was told she couldn't contact a local Catholic priest involved in pro-life ministry. But however, that particular condition was later dropped. But a requirement imposed on Von Spruce restricted her from engaging in pro-life activism and prayer in an area that extends beyond the so-called buffer zone. You see this? You got buffer zones. Like, what kind of shit is that? Surrounding the clinic remains in place. And if they knew that the shit was righteous, they wouldn't do it. To show you that they know is wicked and that murder is wicked. Because why are they banning this? Why are people that believe in some type of faith, biblically wise, can't come on the property in public place? Because I thought those 187 clinics were public places, man. I mean, they're built on city property. City property is public place. Like when you go downtown KC, it was public property and private property because the sidewalks are different. Public property is being just sheer concrete. It's bland, looks like every other blot of concrete. Public property has more of a design, more of a grid, more of a creative undertone to it versus the city property, which you can post up on city property, public property. It says it's abhorrently wrong that I was searched, arrested, interrogated by police, and charged for simply praying about the privacy of my own mind, which is totally wicked. It says censorship zones purport to ban harassment, which is already illegal, but nobody should ever be subject to harassment. But that's all this devil does is harass people. Okay, he totally does away with the laws of the Most High. He totally breaks his own laws. He totally contradicts himself, and the list goes on. Okay, but it says, but what I did was the furthest thing from harmful. It says, I was exercising my freedom of my thought, and where you thought you had freedom, my freedom of religion, and inside the privacy of my own mind. The activists contended that nobody should be criminalized for thinking and for praying in a public space in the UK, right? Because honestly speaking, if the UK or United States is just as free as they claim to be, they adopted their independence from allegedly the UK. So if they follow the same sentiment, the same statement, the same mission quotes, because a lot of the laws that are written here in America, you got to go through what they call the bar exam. And a lot of, like, you got what they call British Columbia, okay, which is still a province of Great Britain, like the bar exam. Hey, basically, at a point in time, the Queen of England had to sign off on that. So your lawyers, the fact, the very bar, the credentials, the license that they have, indeed has to be somewhat approved from the UK because they follow the same sentiment. Like it tells you in Revelation, the 17th chapter, it says the seven, she is even of the eighth, which is the seventh, because America comes out of this seventh head, which is Great Britain, man, okay, which is Babylon the Great. America is Babylon the Great, which comes forth out of Great Britain. So if the UK is facing discriminatory charges as far as harassing people on public property, then just imagine what Babylon is going to do. Okay, so it's going to get real out here, man. And I got a couple of precepts, but also it's another article too. Look like we heading down to lockdown number 2. Okay, look like lockdown number 2 is getting ready to manifest itself because it says, here we go again. New Jersey School District has just reinstated the mask mandate. And they playing with you people, man. Okay, because it's looking like they're getting ready to lock down again. All because this surge. I thought this guy Biden said that the shit was over with. But now you got something different coming up in 2023, possibly. We just going to see what happens. We don't know. But something big is coming on the horizon, man. Okay, and we got to prepare our minds, brothers, because, hey, they're going to try to demonize this truth. They're going to try to come after brothers. They're going to try to slander brothers. Certain brothers going to get thrown in prison. It's going to be a very, very challenging time, man. Okay, because the scriptures say, matter of fact, let's get that real quick in the book of Acts. What is it? Acts, Acts 12. I think it's Acts 12 chapter. No. Through much tribulation. I just forgot where it was that quick. Acts 14 and 22. There we go. Yep, it says confirming the souls of the disciple and exhorting them to continue in the faith, right? Because, hey, we were getting persecuted by other Israelites, by government officials, but we exhorted them to continue to teach, continue in the faith that we must go through it says that we must go through much tribulation, or confirming the souls of the disciple and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation into the kingdom. Okay, tribulation goes into troublous times, trials, hard times. We're coming into very challenging times with lockdowns on the horizon, more unlawful decrees, unjust decrees, unrighteous decrees. You know, more draconianism, more illnesses, more pestilence on the horizon. Okay, jobs are bugging out. You know, the wages are stagnant, rents are going up. Fucking, they said this is gonna be the coldest goddamn weekend in decades, man. Okay, I was reading, we may get up to wind index up to a -40 degrees, man. That's some Arctic Alaska type weather, man. You know, but on average, as of high on Friday, is gonna be -4, and this is during the broad daylight, and we're gonna have a sunny day Friday. So this ain't really no weather for nobody to be messing around in. Clearly, we're not going out and speaking that shit. We're not being over righteous. I mean, we're not going to speak in -40 degree weather. You know, catch us next week. But we will do the sit down. We will do the sit down, the live stream, the camp sit down, Lord's will. But, you know, if anything under 20 degrees, we're not dealing with it. That's just unreasonable. You can die out there. Okay, but regardless of that, you know, we still got to continue to do the work. But it says through much tribulation, we must enter the kingdom. Okay, so going back to this article, what is this? New Jersey school district was blasted for reinstating its mask mandate starting Wednesday due to rising C19 cases. And we said it back in 2020, they was not going to let this shit die out, man. Okay, this thing has been lingering around. You know, everybody's all juiced up, punched up. You know, everybody's all, punched up and shit, man. They ain't doing nothing but contaminating other people. You know what I'm saying? And now they talking about this whole new zombie shit. It's a lot that's getting ready to go down. You know, we just got to sit on standby and really look at it and decipher it through the spirit. But regardless, man, the Most High got something drastic coming to this earth, man. And it's going to really bring the pride of you people down. Because, hey, the brother did a lesson today, man. And he was like, a lot of our loved ones are going to start dying. Okay? Even if you a so-called a not believer and you think you're in good case, man. If you ain't got your how about you, how Shah on your side, then, you know, you can be the healthiest person in the world and you can still drop dead from it. You had brothers that got sick and gave up the spirit, you know, a few years ago due to being overly ill from underlying. And it was usually the underlying causes, the underlying illnesses outside of this that caused the untimely death, so to speak. You know, we all suffering from health issues some way. But regardless, man, it says Psych Public School Superintendent Sandra Martinez Deodin sent out a letter to parents and staff on Tuesday stating that masks are required effective Wednesday for all employees, pre-K through 12th grade students. And visitors are required to wear face coverings in all district facilities, school grounds, and buses. It says, please be advised that as our board policy, during a period of high activity level as published by the NJODA in New Jersey Department of Health, the C19 activity level report, mask wearing is required. But have you ever heard of fucking FLU season? Okay, FLU season, man. We're in a time of FLU season. People get sick. Okay, people get sick. Their immune systems are adapting to the different pathogens in the air. The air is thinner. You know, people are adapting to the environment. People always got, colds and illnesses around this time, whether it be pneumonia, the stomach, you dig, or the stomach FLU, the chest cold. It's always been going down like that. So what is anything different besides this big hysteria that you people are putting on? Scaring people, man. But they're getting ready to drop something big, I will say that. It says the letter came after the state health officials and the Center for Disease, and Prevention reported Sayed being among 10 counties that reached the high community levels of C19 in New Jersey. In New Jersey, there's a lot of Jakes out there. But it says, furthermore, the state reported 2,207 C19 cases and 28 confirmed deaths on Tuesday. The highest number of fatalities reported in a single day since February 16th. So you see they playing with the numbers here. This 28 can easily be 100 in a week and easily 1,000 by next month, which will justify new LDs or lockdowns from an already new pathogen that they're already putting out here. Esau is a devil, man, okay? It says, Passaic Public Schools, one of New Jersey's largest school districts, presides over approximately 14,000 students and in 17 schools, including the high school. But the statewide mask mandate was lifted by Governor Phil Murphy in March. But Murphy recently have told local news that he does not foresee any mandates in Jersey unless something drastically changes. And there you go, man. Be coming back into LD season. They may do another LD. So you got to be circumspect, man. Okay, so this is the book of Isaiah 10:1, New Living Translation. It says, what sorrow awaits the unjust judges and who issues unfair laws? That's unfair. You know, your medical martial law, you're holding people against their will. You know, people can't pray in public places anymore, even though the scriptures say you're not supposed to pray on the street corners and stuff like that. But I mean, she could have just had her head down and she could have just been thinking about something, but you speculate that she was praying within her own right, within her own privacy. I mean, what the fuck harm is that? You know, you detain her all because it's in front of a fucking 187 clinic that you conjured up through your Baal worship. You devils gotta go, man. Okay? And it says they deprive the poor of justice. And who is the poor? Our people. And they deny the rights of the needy among my people, man. That's us. We don't have any right here. That's why we want this fucking bitch to fall, man. And they doing this because they want all hell to break loose. They waiting for you simple-minded peons to fucking retaliate, man. And go against the grain so they can force you into internment, man. Okay, and they also creating the big bad boogeyman so they can go ahead and see-hip everybody. It's all about control, man. Create the perfect situation that's going to scare people. Drop a couple of million, hundreds of millions of people. People going to consent to this NWO. It's just that simple. It's a simple formula that has worked over time in ages. Okay? It says they prey on the widows and they take advantage of orphans. But what will you do when I punish you, when I send disaster upon you from a distant land? Okay, and we know how America is going to be destroyed, okay, through thermonuclear fire. Okay, but the Assyrians is the modern day Edomites, because check this out. It says, what sorrow awaits Assyria, the rod of my anger. It says, I use it as a club to express my anger, and I'm sending the Assyrians against a godless nation, which is the Israelites, and against the people whom I am angry. And Assyria will plunder them, trample them like dirt beneath his feet. Okay, and that's the point. It says, but the king of Assyria will not understand that he is my tool. Okay, because, hey, these Edomites, they don't really perceive the fact that Yahweh Shai is in control. They know, but in their mind say that, well, look, man, you know, yeah, it's a God, but, you know, this is our shit. We in power, because if God was really dealing, he would have got us a long time ago for afflicting his chosen people, putting them in slavery, breaking up the homes, killing them off, putting poisonous juices in them. He would have been done something. So obviously the Most High is kind of winked the eye at us, so we kind of good. But see, the Most High got these people in a trick bag, man. You know, and they don't really understand that. But we're coming into some very, very livid, some perilous times, man. And I can't say that enough. All right, one more precept and I'm going to end it. This is the book of Revelation 6. And I'm going to start at verses... let's start at verses 8. It says, and I looked to behold a pale horse, and the name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. We're in the fourth part of the earth. We're in the utmost parts of the earth. Because, I mean, you look at Esau's kingdom, his NATO and the EU, that's pretty much Edomite dominance right there. That's over the west, and that's considered the west, the utmost parts of the earth, with America being the utmost parts of the earth. Because you got the earth that's broken up into 4 different continents. You got Europe, Asia, Africa, and you got the Americas, which is the utmost part of the earth, the fourth part. Okay? And it says, death and hell followed him, and power was giving them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword. Okay, because he's coming down with great wrath and with hunger. They're talking about famine. Okay, food shortages and inflation costs on the rise. And the part of the earth to kill with the sword and hunger and with death and with the beast of the earth. Okay, and we in a time of mass death, man. Plagues are getting ready to hit this place from all sides. And hey, Lord's will we be worthy to stand before. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and Abba Ball.